Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is February 2nd, 2024, and this is episode 86. Thank you very much to all my returning viewers and welcome to any new viewers. My name is Roz and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada with my husband and my two kids who are 13 and 12. Today for you I have What Am I Wearing, Works in Progress, Stash, Events, and a little bit of chatter. Let's get started, shall we? What am I wearing? Today I am wearing my playground shawl. This is Playground, the pattern is Playground by Justina Lakowski. I don't know, I'll have it all up here on the screen. And the yarn that I used for this one is Gauge Dye Works in her shawl MCN fingering weight. So that has merino, cashmere, and nylon. It is beautifully soft and I love the feel of this one. And it was, I saw a sample of it knit in this pattern and I just had to have it. This I knit in 2016, 2017, finished it in 2017, so it's been around a long time. However, it has held up beautifully. I do wear this one a fair bit. I have a lovely cuff on here because I do find the ends are a little bit short and they fall off a lot. So I have this cuff to kind of hold everything in place and keep it nice. The one thing that you can't really see with the way I'm wearing it right now is that this edge, you have this kind of toothy edge to it. I have it kind of tucked all up to keep me cozy. It is not that cold out today, but it is cold enough. Also, as I've talked about before, now that I'm over 40, if the back of my neck is exposed, I'm cold. So by having this lovely bunched up shawl on the back of my neck, where it meets my sweater here, then I am much, much warmer. I think that's it for What Am I Wearing, and we'll move on to Works in Progress. First up this week, we're going to talk about a couple shawls that I'm knitting because that seems to be the only thing that I worked on since I last recorded, which was earlier this week because time got away from me. Anyway, I'm trying to get back onto my regular schedule of recording. So here it is, Friday at lunchtime, and let's get this episode recorded. So there's not much change because it's only been like 4 days. So here is my traveling woman shawl. Get that there. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I'm so excited about this. I have started this really much more blue color at the top. Let's see if the closer I get, the worse the color is. Anyway, so where's my stitch marker? So I ended there last time. So I've done, maybe 3 centimeters. Don't know where inches came from. And I have plenty of yarn left. So I'm going to finish the repeat I'm working on and do at least one more. So the good thing about this pattern is that there is a row of the regular repeat. There's a certain amount of it. And then you do the border, which is 10 rows that is different than this. So I can just keep going with this regular repeating pattern until I have some amount of yarn left. And then I will have what I need. And I'm throwing things on the ground. Let's talk about this pattern. This is called Traveling Woman and it's by Liz Abinate. And it comes in extra small, medium, and large. I am doing the large size, but slightly modified. So I just did the regular size for the panel at the top because I wanted to get the most out of the lace. So that is what I'm doing. And the yarn is another Gauge Dye Works. This is also her MCN fingering weight, and this is the color that I have left. So I have a bit more of that teal, and then there's two different tones of blue left in there. And this is the Peacock colorway. I don't even know if she does this one anymore. This one is so old, it has her old labels on it. So there's that. The other project is my Choose Your Own Adventure shawl. This is a knit along hosted by the Northern Knits podcast. And it is a bit of a mystery. So if you don't want to see it, you can skip on to the stash segment. But the clues I have finished are 1, 2, and I'm working on 3. So here's clue 1. You've seen this before. This lovely white with some light speckling. And then we get into our transition and we have clue 2, which is so the first clue I did Diana, because that's what I came up with in my quiz. And the second one, I have Jocelyn and this lovely eyelet lace. You can see the colors getting more saturated. And for clue 3, I'm not that far into it yet, but I also have Jocelyn, and it is a lovely texture section. I don't want to give away too much of the secret sauce, but I am loving it. And so it's still a white base to the yarn, but the colors that are speckled are about the same amount of speckling as this other section, but they're more saturated. So you're kind of getting that fade into the next section. I am already loving how big this is. Like I'm only a little bit into clue 2, and this thing is going to be gigantic, and I'm going to be able to wrap it around multiple times and enjoy wearing it a lot, because that's one of the downfalls. This is the same style of triangle that I'm making with this pattern, but I do find that it falls off a lot and I get frustrated by that, which is why I tend to the other kind of triangular shawl, because I can make the points a lot longer. If you think about, if you've watched recently, somewhat recently, you've seen the purple shawl, the amethyst triangle that I made. That's the style I like best, because it's like an elongated triangle and you get nice big long tails to hang down, and it mostly stays where it's supposed to. Or you make cowls, because then they don't fall off at all. So that is it for, oh, I didn't talk about the yarn. The yarn is Fireweed Fiber Co. in her Sweet Pea sock. I don't know why I have to look that up. Pretty much everything I own is Sweet Pea sock. And the set of 6 skeins for the fade is called Dreams of Winter Light. Dreams of Winter Light. All right, that is really it for works in progress, and we'll move on to stash. For stash this week, since it is the first episode of February, I'm going to go over all of my numbers of what I've completed and what I've brought in. I have my lovely book here, Confessions of a Yarn Junkie, and I have my January numbers. So I purchased or brought in 0 yarn this month, which is excellent. That was what I was hoping for. And I completed projects with 1,340 meters. So that's feeling pretty good. So to go over, I fixed the sleeves on my Simple Hug. I made the cowl for Mike. I have the brown headband and the hat that I showed you last week. The Traveling Woman shawl, I think I can finish that one, both shawls this month, if I really focus on them. And oh wait, I'm going to show you my bingo card. Let's see if I can do that. So I've crossed off 3 squares. The fixing the sleeves didn't count for anything on my bingo card, but a hat, headband, and a cowl all made it onto the bingo card. And I'm just kind of coming to just going across till I get to the first one of that type. So next up, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about for stash. I didn't actually write any notes, so there you go. Next up, we'll talk about next on my needles. For next on my needles, I have some lovely yarn that I reclaimed, and it's looking a lot darker. Hopefully it's coming up okay. It is bright. There's definitely some bright colors in here. This is Yarn Ink, their Merino DK, and I made this into a hat and a cowl set for Taylor a few years ago for Christmas, and she just never wore the cowl and asked if I would make her some mitts instead, and she picked out the pattern Tinsel Mitts by Andrea Mowry, and she wants the version, there's multiple versions, so there's like a fingerless option, full mitt option, and she wants the convertible option. So you knit the mitt and then there's a cap that goes over to cover your fingers, but you can take it off so you can text or find things in your bag or whatever you need to do. So then she can wear the matching hat mitt set, and she doesn't want the cowl. So, well, I do have quite a bit of this yarn left, much more than I need. I think I'm looking at my computer, then I need to actually knit the mitts, but so maybe she'll get 2 pairs, or I'll save it for something else. Maybe it'll be another scrappy Musselburgh hat, because heaven knows I like those. Round and round knitting for days. So that is it for Next on My Needles, and we'll move into events. For events, I still have only the one event that is coming to a close next weekend. Not this weekend coming up, but next weekend. This is the Downseller Studio Pigskin Party for 23-24, and it finishes on February the 12th. So it would be great if I have a couple more small projects finished by then, but I'm not counting on it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not too worried about it. And I feel like I've gotten a lot accomplished so far this year, or this session of the Pigskin Party, and I'm pretty happy with it. So you can check out all the details linked below to the Downseller Studio website. That is it for events, and we'll move on to chatter. As I mentioned before, it's not been that many days since my last episode was recorded, so I really don't have a lot to update you on. Just been business as usual around here, and work, taking the kids places, taking my dance classes, trying to fit in as much knitting time and relaxing time as possible. I did get out for a lovely walk this morning. I feel like it's really turning into spring out there, even though it's not even close. We'll probably get another cold snap, but I'm enjoying the nice weather. It's started to dry everything out a little bit. It's still very wet. It's still very foggy, but it's not so muddy anymore. So I did get out for a very nice hour and a bit walk, and that was lovely. That's about it. This weekend coming up, we just have some kind of basic stuff. Cooper's got a robotics practice, and we're gonna watch some movies. So that's just a regular weekend around this house, and I'm gonna call that the episode for today. I know it's very short, but hopefully you still enjoyed seeing the little bit of progress that I made on each of those items, and we will see you guys again next time. Bye.